Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Welcome to Ages of Rock. You already know this is the Ages of Rock, though, because you've been through the intro. This is episode 121, and this week we're going to do a recap of the Indianapolis KISS Expo from last weekend. Was it last weekend? I've seen since then. Wow.
It freaking rocked.
It rocked.
It wasn't last weekend. It was the week before last.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway.
For when the show comes out, yes, it'll be,
Yes, and this show is going to go live on May the 24th. What did you say, Dennis?
When you were Bill, forget it. I had a time warp. And Bill's blurry. Look at him. You need to go backwards and forwards. There you go.
Oh my God!
You fixed it. So anyway,
all right. Well, now that we've already derailed this train, let's get it back on track.
Good.
But before we get started, I want to give a shout out. Julian Gill, who is the KISS FAQ guy, gave us,
and a really cool guy too.
He's a very cool guy, and I am his favorite bartender. Just so y'all know,
we actually sat next to him all weekend, and he's just a blast. I love Julian.
Yes,
awesome.
He has given us 3 of the books that he has written to give away on tonight's episode. So the first book that I have here.
Oh, I want that book.
Is Danger Zone, a detailed exploration of KISS's crazy, crazy nights. So we've got that.
Okay, Bill wins that one.
I already told him my wife was going to win them all. We also have an unofficial and unsanctioned Gene Simmons The Vault Supplement, More Song Stories. And this is something for those of you who purchased The Vault.
Guess who bought one of those in Indianapolis?
Dennis bought this book.
I did buy that because I wanted to. Yeah, I did buy it.
But you can read along with this as you're listening to, 11 CDs worth of music?
Yes, 11 CDs.
Oh, and something that I should point out, all of these books have been signed.
Oh, man, you know what? I didn't have Julian sign my book.
I got the Atlanta Expo book, and I forgot to have him sign it.
I took mine.
And speaking of the Atlanta Expo, the third book is the Indy Expo book.
Oh, wow.
So all of these are signed. If you're interested in being put in a drawing to win this, send an email to contact@agesofrock.com, and we will draw 3 lucky winners, and then I will drop these in the mail. The catch to this is because this book is so dang heavy, we have to make this drawing. We have to make this drawing for U.S. residents only.
And also, it will come media mail, so it may take a little longer.
It will come media mail, but you will eventually get it.
You will get it. Yes.
So, again, 3 books from the one and only Julian Gill. Send an email to contact@agesofrock.com, and I'll put you in a drawing.
There you go. And then thank you so much, Julian. Like I said, I actually posted something on his page the other day. He's been doing some liquidations of some of the stock that he had, and I said, he's one of my 3 favorite authors. There's King, Kuntz, and Gill.
There you go.
But no, like I said, I did buy that. I can't believe I forgot to have Julian sign that. I've actually got the Atlanta version of that, and then I bought that supplement for my vault because I'm like going. Because the Vault book is actually fairly good. It's got some stuff, but supposedly Julian's goes a little bit deeper. And I'm like, well, I'm going to need this. And, I'm like, and I did not have him sign it. How stupid is that? It's like,
well, it was kind of funny because, Julian had that table and he was signing stuff for like $60. And if
that was
bought a
Ace.
Book, sorry, that was Ace. It was Ace. That's right. I took my Atlanta book, and he signed it, and he asked me for $60, and I said, No, I did not. I'm just kidding.
Well, speaking of $60, I said I wasn't going to do it because I already paid 130 for the Fraley's Comet photo op, but I did it. I got everybody's signature. Anton's right here. Cost me $10, and then I got Ace to sign this, and that was he signed my name on it. You know, they had us put a little sticky note on there with our name so he would spell it right, and then he looked at that and he was like, "Are you kin to Steve?" And I can't do the Ace Frehley voice like John Regan can.
John Regan can.
But I was like, "Steve who?" And he's like, "Steve Allen." And then he almost fell out of his chair, falling back laughing.
You know what? Coming out of this.
So before we get past that, my meeting with Ace in 2018 was 180 degrees opposite of my meeting of Ace in 2008, because that was right after he started getting sober and he was a cranky. He didn't want to be there.
Right.
He was an ass, so we were asses. So now everybody's all good again.
You know what? We come out of this after his weekend at M3, where everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, Ace is playing terrible. He's doing, he's off the wagon. He's doing this. I'm telling you what, that man worked his fucking ass off all weekend. He was there early in the morning, taking photographs and then signing all day, and he did that both days and played
both nights
each evening. And I tell you what, Ace is Ace. I mean, he sounded just like he usually does. It's a little sloppy, a little this, might have forgot a word or two. But I mean, for a guy who works his ass off all day long for his age, God damn it. I mean, I fucking love the dude. I mean, and he did a great job. So all you sayers that were saying he was all jacked up, he was sick that weekend at M3. He was done. So he's better and was doing a good job. I do have 2 fly on the wall stories that I want to tell. So we're going to probably talk about day 1 real quick.
Okay, well, before we do that, can I finish showing off my loot?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go for it.
What?
Loot. I bought CDs and I got autographs.
I forgot to get my shit together. I got late.
And we
I'll tell you what, while you're talking,
we have coming up one of these days a real quick interview with Chuck Garrick. I bought his Bisto Blanco Live CD and had him sign it. But he came over to our table and talked to me for maybe 10 minutes.
So we've got quite a bit of material to release.
We have quite a bit of material, and it's been kind of a crazy few days, so I haven't got as much posted as I wanted to. However, I'll get to it. I also got 4x Fate. I bought their CD as well, Relentless, and all 4 surviving members signed it at the expo. And those guys could not have been any nicer.
Super nice.
We've got, I believe Dennis interviewed Todd, and Bill introduced Rob, or introduced. He interviewed Rob and Pat, even though he can't get their names right.
Oh, by the way, I went up. Pat was sitting in a chair Saturday afternoon after we interviewed him. He was sitting in a chair back by the restroom, and I went by and I said, "Pat, how are you doing? I know who you are. I won't forget again. I'm sorry." And he goes, "That's cool, man."
Oh, he was really cool. Oh, cool. I tell you what, everybody at the expo that we met and ran into were the nicest people ever. I mean,
except for that Jeff Rogers guy. Are you awake?
Wake up, Jeff.
Wake up.
Well, one of the highlights of the Indy Expo for me was seeing people that I haven't seen, in over 10 years. Because it's been a long time since I had been to a KISS Expo. And, people that I hadn't seen for years, once they realize I have a beard now. I did not have a beard back in 2007. But once they're like, "Oh my gosh, Tater, I didn't recognize you." That was really cool to talk to some people that I hadn't seen in so long.
Well, I think you're the Tater's a different size than it was in 2007.
The Tater weighs about 40 pounds more than he did. Oh my gosh, I've seen some pictures.
It was just a boiling potato, red potato. Now it's like a beef steak potato.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go through, we're going to go through both days. Can I show real quick what I got?
Yes.
Okay, so I got, of course, the Gene Simmons Vault supplement. Interesting thing, I just looked at it because I didn't have it signed, but it says complimentary or proof copy, not for resale or distribution. So
What if you got the wrong copy?
I don't know. So, Julian, if you need this one back, you can have it back and give me one that's signed. We'll figure it out from there. I didn't spend a lot of money up there. I did buy I have this on, I bought it on iTunes when it first came out, but I just bought it to support these guys because you know what? When you love a band and you want them to keep continuing, buy their shit. I don't care what it is, T-shirts, CDs, whatever. And this was actually because Todd's wife was there, and they were kind of all spread around the room, and they said we can have these ones that are unsigned, or they just signed a bunch of these earlier, same price. And I said, look, I've been talking to him all day. Just give me one that's already signed. So that's what I've got as the 4x Faith there. My favorite thing that I got, Bill, just hold on. You ready? Another purchase from Julian Gill. The Elder on album. I've been wanting to get this on album. The last time I heard this on an album was when I borrowed yours. But I gotta have a Canadian copy, and I asked Julian. He had. For people who are not, you need to watch this on YouTube. Of course, there's things that you don't hear.
Bill's giving Dennis the finger.
Exactly. Anyway, he had two of the.
No, I was mimicking the label on the record.
It's a #1 record. That's what it is.
Yeah. It says,
but anyway, this album here he had 3 copies. He had
what big knockers you have.
Well, exactly. Yeah, no shit. I like that movie too. Anyway, he had 2 Canadian copies and he had 1 Australian copy. And I said, look, I'm going to play this fucking thing. It's not a collectible. So I looked through to find the best. Actually, all of his albums were in very, very good condition, so it didn't matter.
Because nobody used them.
That's good, because I'll play the shit out of it. So anyway,
yeah.
I do have an Elder album now, and I'm proud of that. So that's all I bought. I didn't. I wanted to buy a T-shirt, couldn't find anything I really liked.
I did buy a T-shirt because I didn't feel it was appropriate to go to the Ace Frehley signing with a Guns N' Roses T-shirt on.
I wore a Foo Fighters all the second day, so it doesn't matter. I did buy a couple of beers while I was
We
there,
laughed at you. You didn't know that? The entire day. Everybody's walking by going.
Heard it on Sunny. I heard it from
we cover all music. We cover all rock music, not just Kiss. And Dennis has got a problem.
Just did that. I just went, you know what? I'm going to do a Foo today. So anyway.
Well, Bill, okay, so hold your 4x Fate CD up again.
Okay. Here's mine.
Okay, so mine looks a lot like Dennis's, except for I actually had mine signed because I thought they were all fake signatures. And yeah,
they would.
And they said, "Oh, they signed them today." I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I want them to sign it, so they all signed it, which was cool. And then I got a picture with them actually. So
I didn't do that.
Andy, the super fan, had went over there and had them sign a drum head that he was using to give away for the gathering, right? The event at the gathering, and for a charity thing. And he said, "Oh, can I get a picture with you for a charity thing?" And I said, they said yes. They all 4 got up there, get the picture. I said, "While you're there, my personal charity would like to take a photo with you as well." And they were like, "Oh yeah, cool, come on up here." So I did. So, and I didn't actually give them any extra money, so I should feel bad. Anyway, I don't. So and then I did buy a Kiss T-shirt. Actually, I bought the Gene Simmons dressed up as Uncle Sam says "I Want You." On a white T-shirt, which I've been looking for that for a long, long time. So it was like $22 or something like that. So I jumped on that.
And that's on some pictures that we have on our website because you wore that.
Yeah, I wore that on the website. I bought a white foam Kiss sticker. It's about this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And I bought that because I've seen people have those signed, this great big one signed, and I think they're kind of cool. So I bought that. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing with it yet. I bought a Bobby Rock, who will be an upcoming guest actually. Later this week, but then for you guys it'll be later in the month. Bobby Rock, he has a new autobiography out, and then he signed that, and then you get 2 lanyards. I got the special Indy Expo edition, which I'm not sure what that means, and then let's see, what else did I get? And then I did, and so my brother had gotten this poster, and you probably can't see it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but so yeah. So this is a print autograph. That is real Ace Frehley autograph.
Pull it towards yourself. There you go. There you go.
You might be able to see it. Perfect. So that's actually Ace's autograph right there.
And it looks just like the one that you had printed on the poster.
Yeah, it does. He does a really good job.
He does.
It looks the same. But you know, it was kind of rushed through there or whatever, and we had problems with. We were going to take a little quick photo of him signing, but right when we got in the door where the security guy was, Lisa goes, "Do you think it'd be okay if I take a picture?" And the guy goes, "No cameras."
Well, yeah, they were being pretty militant about that.
Yeah. Then he got on a bullhorn, like right when we got in the door, and he goes, "Please put your cameras away, but I could have cameras in here. Give you the cameras, no cameras." Like,
yeah, okay. You know what? Really? I've been to the Biltmore. I've been to other places. They, you know, it's their rules. You're, you know. So
and then the funny thing about that was when you got the Ace signature, there was a cover, like a a room divider that was made of cloth that you could see Eric through. But you couldn't go around that. You had to go in front of it, so you didn't see him. But you could see him because he was sitting over there, which is kind of like.
But then Eric sat across.
That was really dumb.
But Eric sat across from us all day.
And then the next day, Eric sat across from us the entire day. So.
What happens when you invite him to come on your show?
He says, "I don't do podcasts," and then.
We're getting way ahead of ourselves. Let's go day 1, and then we'll go day 2.
Okay.
Whose show is this?
It's our show.
It's our show.
It's our show. So
anyway, so I think that's all I got.
Because I got the 2 fly
because I was not expecting to spend any money but the Ace thing, and I spent more than I probably should have. So I'm probably in the doghouse, but I don't think so because that's a one.
I spent my gig money, so no harm, no foul.
Yeah. Actually, I spent Christmas money. I found Christmas money right before I left, like $50. I'm like, hey. So my Ace bought my. Yeah.
Does it matter if it was the Kisses or it was the kids' Christmas money?
It was a Christmas money. It was Christmas money. So
the kids' Christmas money.
No. It said bill.
Okay, it said bill first. Okay.
It was full of $1 bills. I think either I got it at the strip joint. No, never mind.
You remind me to tell you the best meme I've seen all weekend, and it has to do with strippers, but I'll tell you here later. Anyway.
It's the one that I posted today.
Oh, is it the one about the Queen?
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
It's a picture of Harry, and it says, "When you've been to your bachelor party, and you filled the strippers thing full of bills, and you're basically your grandmother's pictures on those bills."
Oh, that's nasty. That ain't right.
Or the Nana or whatever they use for that, but yeah, I thought that was funny. It's like that's clever.
All right, so let's talk about day 1.
All right, let's do it.
That banner is huge.
That banner is way better looking than I expected it was going to be.
Yeah, it did. It turned out, Bill, you did a good job.
Yes, booty.
Good job, Bill. Good job.
It worked out all right, man.
And it didn't take that long. We were new trying to put it up, so it was new unwrapping it and everything. Next time we do it,
I've gotten it up before.
No. That's what she said.
So for those of you that didn't see it, here we go. I'll show it to you. Here we go. This is what our setup looked like at the event. So,
all right, we're gonna try picture on picture, and you got
2 white.
Yeah, 2 white. Pull back, right? Yeah, that looks good though. Just go to our website. You'll see it.
It's up there.
Go to our Facebook page.
So yeah, so it looked really. I think our setup looked really nice. It looked professional and all that kind of stuff. I thought it looked pretty good.
And we also did a better job of doing interviews than we did in Atlanta.
That was great.
Yes,
you did a good job. Alan, the technical guy, did a great job. So we got there, we set up.
It was Nashville, not Atlanta. We didn't do any of Atlanta.
Oh yeah, Nashville. That's right.
Oh yeah, it's south of here, so whatever.
But no, Alan, very good job on that. Alan had some ideas, and we used headphones this time, and it made everybody talk in a normal voice, not talking over. And when you did an interview, you didn't have to hear all the background noise. And actually, the recordings are really good because you're not hearing very much back. We were standing actually right next to the table during some of Andy's singing. We're talking directly
to you
guys, and we couldn't hear ourselves barely. I mean, you could just barely hear something, but those directional mics, it worked out great. No, Alan, we got a good deal. So good job there, dude. Good job.
We interviewed a ton of people too. I don't know how many. We a bunch. Do you have a list?
I do. Y'all keep
talking. We interviewed on the first day.
Y'all keep talking, and I'll pull the list up.
All right. So we were nestled between our buddy Julian Gill,
and
Mike Williams from Classic Rock Drops. Right?
Yeah,
that's right.
Classic Rock Drops. Mike Williams.
Yeah, that's that correct. One wall, and then there was a doorway, and then from that doorway we had a podcast Rock City, and Growing Up Rock was on that side over there. So all the podcasters were kind of linked in there, and then right across from us was well, ericcarr.com was actually next to Growing Up Rock, and then right across from us was the guy who makes the replica Kiss costumes, and we had this cog piece with a penis on it looking at us all weekend. I noticed that like the first 5 seconds I'm there.
Did you get a picture? Did you take a picture of it?
Yes, somewhere.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
you got to post. That's the.
I will. It's been posted. I don't know how many times because everybody we noticed is like going, look over there. What do you see? And they're like going, oh my god.
The best one.
The funny thing is I did not notice it until Bill's wife was standing at the table and she had this look of utter disgust on her face. I'm like, what is wrong with you, Lisa? And she just like, that costume. So I get over the look and I'm like, oh my god.
And what it is, it's basically a hybrid Elder costume for Gene Simmons. It's nothing that was officially worn.
It's a mix. It's a mix between Elder and John Holmes.
Yeah, and the cog piece has some like it's been free-formed by somebody who's very well endowed, and you can, like I said, just look at the picture. I'll repost it for anybody who's listening.
What was that groupie's name that used to do plaster molds?
The plaster caster chick.
Yeah.
I can't think of her name, but anyway, she'd be impressed.
I think she might have done that or something. It was kind of gross, actually.
So anyway, that was that morning. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. No, good. So So who all did we interview?
We got Andy the Superfan, Chris Klaus, the Battle Vest guy, Brent Fitz, Chuck Garrett, Jordan Ensor. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Robert Fleischman. Those were all on day one. Day two was Joe Polo, Bobby Rock, Joey Talbot, the better of the two Talbots. Pat Gasparini, Todd Howarth, Rob Affuso, Courtney Cronin Dold, Christopher Williams, and E.T. Brown interviewed each other, which I've already posted that. Right. If you have not seen that, go back and watch it. It's funny as hell.
Go to YouTube.
And finally, Jeff Rogers, wake up.
There you go.
That was our final
That was a fun interview too.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because Jeff's like, I don't know if I want to do this. I'm like, dude, come on, let's just sit down and chat for a minute. He's like a half an hour later.
It was good. But
that's kind of like our good friend Andy. This is going to be real quick. 45 minutes.
No, I knew Andy's was not going to be quick. I love to listen to Andy though. Andy just talks.
Well, the best part about it is, Andy and I went from talking about the Kiss Cruise pre-party to hummingbirds to gardens to flowers. So it's quite entertaining.
I love that guy. I've seen him on the FAQ a few times, and he's just hilarious. And the dude just talks his mind, says what he wants to say, and that's it.
I think Jeff's got an addiction problem.
Yeah, he does. He wants to spend.
I don't think, and I'm not talking about drugs. I'm talking about guitars. That's an expensive addiction.
For somebody who doesn't even admits.
Even play a guitar.
I know 2 chords. That's it. That's all I know.
Funny stuff.
Anyway, a really funny story though. I'm going to tell for the first day. My fly on the wall story. Now I told these 2 stories to Kelly. One happened one day, one happened the next. And the whole time after I told these stories to Kelly, she was like going, "Why didn't you film this?" And I'm like, "Because I'm fucking stupid and I didn't think about the time." But they were so anyway, here's the situation. We were set up, and this was before they let the public came in at 2:00 in the afternoon. So everybody that was there on Saturday before 2:00 was there for pictures and the VIP thing. Then we had a few VIP. So we had like a rush of people that came in at first, and then it kind of slowed down. Remember, everybody went.
Yeah, we had the platinum came in, I believe, at 9, and then the VIP came in at 12, and general admission came in at 2.
So sometime probably around noon or something like that. At one point, Ace and Eric were doing photos that morning, they had to take a piss. So I had walked from our booth, and I think at that time, Alan, you may have been doing an interview or something, and I walked out toward our door. There was an opening of the door of that one ballroom. We were in the smaller ballroom. There was a larger ballroom to the other side of the hallway of us that had more, a lot of the T-shirt vendors and all that stuff, and Lita Ford and Mark Slaughter and all those were over there.
Was there a Blitz in either one of those rooms?
A what?
A Blitz?
Blitz.
Yeah, ballroom Blitz.
Oh, yeah. It's in the very end. So if you went down that hallway, there was another ballroom that had chairs set up with a stage where they had a really nice sound system, and that's for the entertainment for the end of the night.
My God, that sound system was loud.
Oh my God, for something as small as it was super loud because we were standing right in front of it. Anyway, so as you were interviewing or whatever it was, I walked to the doorway and I looked down the hallway, and all of a sudden here comes Eric Singer, and I'm like, oh, there's Eric Singer, and all of a sudden I'm like going, holy shit, Ace Frehley, and he just walks right by me. I'm like going, that's pretty cool. And it was him, and it was John. Is Ostrowski? Is that his last name?
Astronomy.
Okay, that's his last name. So anyway, it was him and Eric, and then John LaRue. Is that right?
Keith. That's Keith LaRue.
Keith LaRue. Why am I saying John? Anyway, Keith LaRue. So they all go down to these bathrooms, and I think is that Eric Singer's girlfriend that was with him all day that day?
Yes.
His wife,
yeah, I believe so.
Whatever. So they go down to the end of the hall, which right at the end of that hall, where the other great hall is, where the people are going to be playing.
Tell them.
There's a seating area right out there where I apologize to Pat. There's a seating area there.
Exactly right.
And you can either go out the doors or there's bathrooms. Well, supposedly there's a bathroom at the end of the hall that's a locked bathroom. It's kind of an executive bathroom. So I see these guys walk by. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to be a fly on the wall. So I kind of walked down and walked out into that where all those chairs are sitting, and I kind of backed up against the wall, and I'm just sitting there, and I pulled my phone out, and I'm kind of acting like I'm on, texting on my phone, looking at my phone. I'm just kind of watching what's going on. And well, Eric's girlfriend or whatever, she's just going batshit. She's like going, there's no key. So she goes like, I'll go get the key. So Ace had walked back that hallway toward the thing, and then basically it's Eric is sitting there talking to Keith LaRue, and he's like going, this is bullshit. He goes, somebody should have had that key already. It should have been open. We shouldn't be waiting here, blah, blah, blah. And he's doing this stuff. Keith puts his hand on his shoulder, and he goes, Eric, do you need to go to the bathroom? He goes, what do you want me to do? Go in there and hold Ace's dick? And I went, oh my God. I just kind of went, okay. And I just turned around and I walked in. Of course, then I had to read
Paul Stanley's book.
then I had to repeat that story like 20 times to everybody in there. They were just like going, that's funny as shit ever. So that was my first fly on the wall moment. Why I was sitting there with my phone, why I didn't have it recording, and I don't know why I didn't, but I just thought it was funny. I mean, it was just a funny comment. Singer was a little bit of a bad mood that weekend. I don't know what.
Well, in his defense, he had to spend his 60th birthday with a bunch of idiots like us.
That's true. And it was Mother's Day, but his mother and sister were there.
Yep.
They were running around the expo also. He just didn't seem like, I've seen Eric a few other times, and he's always been in a really good mood and always chipper. He just was not in a good mood that weekend. So, but, people have
Didn't seem to be.
So anyway. Yeah. So that was my fly on the wall from Saturday. Anything else on Saturday we need to talk? Well, we need to talk about the entertainment.
Yeah. So yeah, and then Lisa and Noah came up Saturday afternoon and hung out and got to experience some Expo stuff and some Kiss Expo stuff. And
unfortunately,
I think they were both bored within the first 20 minutes, but they hung out for quite a while. So hung out and went to the show, went to the concert with us, and they had. So that was pretty cool.
Well, speaking of the entertainment, I want to just, Ryan Cook starts out, the Gene Simmons band comes out, and he starts out the set with 2 Sammy Hagar songs. How fucking badass is that?
That's one that Sammy Hagar song.
He did 2 Sammy Hagar songs.
He did 2?
Yeah.
Yep.
One Way to Rock, and what else?
I don't remember what the other one was, but they were both Sammy Hagar songs.
Yeah, because he made a comment about it.
Was the other one from Montrose?
Yeah, the other one was from Montrose.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Okay. I thought it was just that one. Because then
regardless of what songs they were songs that Sammy Hagar sang in whichever band he was in at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you know, usually you warm up in a set and work your way up to a Sammy Hagar song because, you know, those are some pretty high-pitched I mean, not high-pitched vocals, but they're in a higher register, so
yeah.
I was impressed starting out like that.
Once again, Gene Simmons' band, you know, Ryan, Jeremy, and Philip are all fucking first-class musicians.
Don't forget about Brent, because that dude can play those drums, and he can sing really well too.
Well, oh yeah, he can.
And then E.T. Brown set in, right?
That was
E.T. Brown, his song closed the night.
Yeah. No, E.T. was in the last. No, he was the last. He did the first 3 songs or 2 songs, whatever you want to call it. Then he was done. Because actually, what the hell is he doing?
He's wrapped up.
He's killing a dog.
I got 4 of them I'm ready to kill, I swear.
No, because what happened was E.T. played bass first, and then E.T. left, and then Chuck Garrett come in and played bass. And then after that, E.T. was done. He just did those first. He even said on that video that he only did the Sammy Hagar song and that Almost Human.
Right. Almost Human was the end of the night.
Yeah, it was the end of the song, end of their set.
That was the end of that set.
That was the last song they did in their set.
All right. Well, anyway, but he did that was my highlight of that night. I honestly, that song just ripped ass.
Oh yeah, because E.T. nailed those 70s Gene vocals.
And the bass playing of it. I mean, he's got everything down. I got to give that guy some credit. You know,
did you swallow some phlegm?
No, I got out.
I don't think it was phlegm.
Yeah, it's allergies. But no, E.T., I mean, not only is he a really super cool guy, dude, he's like the Gene Simmons incarnate. Or incarnate. There you want to say it.
It can't be Gene Simmons reincarnate because Gene Simmons is still with us.
He's still with us. But anyway, he's like Gene Simmons Jr. There you go.
So what kind of instruments does the Gene Simmons band play, Dennis?
Well, thanks for bringing it up.
See what I did there?
You use see what you did there?
Come on, Alan. Nothing? Not even
so anyway, as Alan and I were on our way back up to or on our way to Columbus that night on Friday, I had ordered this thing 2 weeks ago, and it finally came in. I had talked to Ryan and all those guys forever about these.
We're halfway between our houses and your house.
Yeah,
and he gets a message from Tim.
And here's a picture here. Going, it's like, you motherfucker. But anyway, no, I tell you what, this thing here, and he set it up, and it's just absolutely, I mean, it's just perfect. Now, Tim told me he had an issue with it when he first got it. He said that the frets were not level at all, and he spent about 2 hours re-leveling the frets, doing it kind of almost like a fret job on it. He said that's not unusual for guitars. It's just, sometimes it happens. He talked to the guy in Owensboro that actually deals these things, and he says, every once in a while you get one in that comes in a little bit weird. But Tim did it, and I tell you what, he told me if I ever have any more trouble with it, he'll help me out. But I'm telling you what, this thing played. I took it for Rod's, and Rod's like going, holy shit. I mean, this is just a monster. And I thank Ryan and Philip and Jeremy for turning me on to those. And they are sponsored by them now, by Vintage Guitars. They had a big ad out in the last Guitar Player or whatever, one of the guitar magazines. But anyway, so I'm stoked as hell.
You should get that ad, and the next time you go see Foo Fighters, have them autograph it.
Dude, I'm telling you, you know what? A friend of my old teacher, and this is, I know it's getting off base. My old art teacher bought a Paul Reed Smith guitar. He spent good money on a Paul Reed Smith guitar. I mean, this is a nice one. And when Paul Reed was in town and all these other people with Paul Reed, he had that fucker sign the guitar. I'm like going, why would you fuck up a good guitar by having it signed? I'm not having people sign my guitars. I mean, I'm not a signature collector. I did have Gene sign 2 of my albums and stuff like that.
You collect bad albums.
No, we call it a live and Destroyer bad albums. But anyway, my Dave Grohl guitar was signed at the factory, and that's fine. But for somebody to go in and just start writing across the front of it, which if it's going to be something I'm going to play, that's a different story. Now we are going to be talking about a guitar that we did have signed by a shit gob of people this week.
Yeah, later.
That's a different story. That's a guitar that you're gonna set up on the wall, and it's a collector's item. But for me, I'm gonna buy this guitar. I don't want somebody signing it. I'm gonna play the shit out of it. So I'll wear that signature off. So what's gonna happen? Sweat, all that stuff. It'll be all runny. But anyway, getting back to the Saturday
show.
night real quick. That night was really good. We saw a lot of great. Got to see Ace play. Got to see the Gene Simmons band play. Got to see Lita Ford play that night. E.T. Brown. I mean, it was just a really good night of music. And
I have to say, when Lita Ford came up there, I was surprised. Number one, that she only performed one song.
Yeah,
and number two, that she performed Cherry Bomb instead of a Lita Ford song.
I thought that was kind of odd too.
That might have been because of the people she was playing with, maybe. Could have been.
All those guys know those songs.
Bobby is her drummer. So,
well, Bobby would know it, but I don't know that the
those guys would know it. Those guys,
I don't know.
They would have been given enough notice. And those guys are pros.
True.
Yeah.
Maybe contractually she can't play those songs unless we can all come up with some money. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that.
Well, let's move along here. Are we going to talk?
So the last part of the show was Ace, right?
Yes.
Was Eric Singer's All-Star Band, and that what they called it?
Yes.
And it was his 60th birthday.
And you got to see actually Ace and Bruce out on stage together. I mean, that was unique.
That was very unique.
That was very unique. We saw a lot of unique stuff this weekend, or that week.
So, Bob wasn't on that. He didn't play that
he
night.
Was. Bob was on there too. It was Bob and Bruce were out there.
Yep.
Oh, it was Bob, Bruce, Eric, and Ace.
Yep.
Yeah, so he did it. They did that both nights.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I couldn't remember if they did it both nights or just the first night.
Oh.
Who played bass that night?
That was
Phil Schaus played bass a little bit. Chuck Garrett played bass. E.T. Brown played bass. Todd Kearns played bass.
Todd Kearns played. Todd Kearns played bass.
Yeah.
No, that was on the second night though, wasn't Todd?
No, it was the first night.
He played on the first night because he played bass and sang backing vocals on Parasite.
That's
and let me tell you something. Todd's backing vocals, in my opinion, saved Parasite.
I tell you what, Todd Kearns has got the best hair flip of anybody I've ever seen in my life. I was showing Kelly that. She's like, "Watch!" I go, "Watch this guy." I says, "I just envy him." He's like, he's got that flip. He's just so cool and nice. He's a nice guy too.
He is a really nice guy. He should be on here too. We're working on that.
Yeah, his I don't know who gave him the nickname, but his Kiss related nickname is now Tall Stanley.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
No, he, like I said, another super nice guy from the weekend. Super talented people. I mean, oh my God, it was just great to see all the people there.
Yeah, and then running into Christopher Williams again. That dude, it's kind of awesome. You know, we've gotten, you know, when you've done this a little bit and you finally realize that these guys are just guys like we are, and you know, Christopher Williams walks up and he goes, "Hey, dude, what's going on?" And it's like you reach your hand out to shake it. Ain't no handshake. It's hugging. It's hugging. We're bros. We're friends.
And it's not just like a little bitty hug. He's
you better watch Christopher though, because if he's
probably
doing
something
with
to you.
liquid ass, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think that's what happened to you.
He's so funny. And like I said, we allowed him and ET to just kind of take. We said and that was Alan's idea, and it was classic.
That was on Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was on Sunday.
That was on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was completely. Oh my God.
Off the wall.
You guys.
We'll talk about Saturday night though. Talk about Saturday night though afterwards. What we do?
Saturday night. You know
what? You know what I wish we would have did? You know what I wish we would have did? I wish we would have stayed around because 4x Fate practiced in that room that night. They actually did. We could have stayed around and actually seen him play, and I wish we would have did that. But we did have good burgers and food and all kind. We went out.
It was too late.
Bill took us out too.
Yeah, we went to a restaurant in downtown Indy.
What was it called again?
Kuma's Corner.
Kuma's Corner.
Fountain Square.
And they don't sell Bud Light there.
They do not sell Bud Light there.
What the fuck is up with that?
Because it's a real bar.
No, I'm telling you, just for some of those Goonies.
Nobody. It's not a Goonie bar, dude. That whole area down there is all people that are drinking not that beer.
Oh my god,
craft beers and crap like that.
Yeah.
So I had a screwdriver instead of a beer just because I couldn't. Well, and Bill was drinking you had a mule, didn't you, or something? Because Moscow Mule or something.
I don't know. Probably a Jameson.
He had a Jameson.
Yeah.
So anyway. Saturday night, the entertainment starts with what I've been waiting all my life to see. The Fraley's Comet first album lineup. I had never seen them before. Had no idea the first time I saw Ace Frehley that it wasn't still the Fraley's Comet lineup, because I was like 23 and had no clue that his band had changed up so much. But that started out, they performed Rock Soldiers, and it was really rough at first. Ace kind of forgot the words, and once they got that back on track, it was pretty cool. And then Todd sang Breakout, and oh my god, I was just woo!
It was awesome.
Yeah, but I recorded that. You can find both of those songs on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ages of Rock Podcast.
Which you can find exclusive content from the whole weekend. Yes. There you go.
So then after they did those two songs, Ace stepped off stage, and then Pat Gasparini came on and Robbie Fuso came on, and they 4x Fate performed. They did something.
Oh.
Something moved.
They did Calling to You, or Calling to You, or not Calling to You.
No, they didn't do Calling to You because the keyboard didn't work.
No,
is that no. Which one?
Calling to You is the old Megaforce song.
Right.
They didn't do the one that I wanted them to do. I was so freaking.
Was that It's Over Now?
Disappointed. It's Over Now.
That's it.
They ended up doing Moonshine instead. And what had happened was they got to be with Ace and all the turnarounds and all the timing and everything. They got kind of shorted on their set. I think that they were scheduled or wanting to play a lot more, and they just couldn't do it because they knew the Ace was going to come out and play again. So that's why they just kind of went, okay, we're going to do that. They did Moonshine, which is a good song, but It's Over Now is what I wanted to hear. And it was just the keyboard was turned off. It was just, they had something or unplugged or whatever. That was the only thing they used for that whole set was for that song, and it had been turned off.
Didn't work.
Or whatever. It sucked. So anyway.
So yeah. So that was beginning of Sunday night, right?
And then after that, who came out after that? Then it was
Ace and
it was Ace,
Bruce and Bob and
right.
Todd
Kearns
and
Brent.
Eric played a little bit.
Eric Singer.
Eric played a little bit, and then he tagged out to Brent.
Right.
We did forget to talk about in Eric's All-Star Band on Saturday night. Our friend Christopher Williams sang "Strange Ways."
That was cool.
Which was kind of a last-minute-ish kind of thing.
Yeah, they asked him to do it, and he wasn't quite ready for it.
And my dumb ass, I posted that video on our YouTube channel, and I tagged everybody on the stage except for Christopher. So,
did you not?
Yeah, he let me know I forgot to tag him, so he is properly tagged now. So
good. No, he did it, and he did a real good job on that too. That was awesome.
Yep. But Sunday was a little lighter traffic flow.
Yeah.
Wasn't as busy as it was.
It's too bad for the people who didn't come on Sunday because the Kulick brothers, they fucking tore it up. I mean, there is no other
the
way.
show was better.
I was
standing
beside the soundboard. Right. And by the end of the night, my left ear was almost gone because
Bill and I were like right in front of the speaker.
I saw you guys standing up there, and I'm like, holy crap, those guys are going to be deaf for a month.
But I missed the last 3 songs of the night because I had another fly on the wall moment with Ace. You want me to tell that story?
Yes. So
once Ace got off the stage and they started the next group, I went to take a piss. So I went and took a piss, and when I come out, here comes 3 sheriffs, Ace, John, his manager John, and a couple of other people, a couple other bodyguards, whatever, and they're walking out, and I'm like going, they're getting ready to leave. So I went, I kind of walked outside, out those those doors that were down there on the thing, went up against that brick wall, and just took my phone out again. I was just like, I'm just kind of. Of course, I should have been taping. So what happens was,
you're horrible. You're a horrible undercover reporter.
I'm just kind of I know. So anyway, they all come out, and what happens is right outside the door, there's this big vase that's about 3 foot tall. It's like a big ceramic pot that's got sand in it, where everybody puts their cigarette butts in it, and there's like a 1,020 cigarette butts in this thing.
Dennis knows because he counted them.
I don't smoke anymore. It disgusts me. But anyway, so they all come out, and the car's not there yet. So Ace sits down in that ashtray, and they're like going, Ace, don't sit there. And they pull him up. He goes, I gotta sit somewhere. And then all of a sudden, this fucking big Chevy GMC, whatever it is, like a suburban looking thing, like a presidential thing, comes up. He barks the tires. Like, so the doors all open. They put Ace in the front, or in the back seat. Somebody jumps in the front. The back hatch actually opens up, and this dude actually, I shit you not, and I wish I had this on film. He jumps into the back, and as he's jumping, he grabs that strap and goes. It was like a SWAT thing. It was the greatest. and the car goes, and he takes out from there. I'm like,
it's Ace Frehley.
It's Ace Frehley, but he's sitting in an ashtray because I got to sit down. I'm tired.
Well, I know he had also hurt his back sometime over the weekend, so I'm sure.
So anyways, so I walk back in, and of course, then it's over with at that point. Or, and I'm like, well, what did I miss? Oh, I missed this. I missed it. I was like, I didn't miss shit because I just seen Ace Frehley, sitting in an ashtray and take him off like a president. So it was worth it to me to see that. And then at that point, Todd and them were all out there from 4x8. Went over to talk to him. I was like, Todd, I was like, damn it. I wanted to hear that song so bad. He's like, man, he goes, I wanted to play it too. He said that damn keyboard wasn't on, and it pissed me off, So talked to him for a little bit, and it was just a surreal weekend for me to meet a lot of these people who I looked up to and have known for many, many years, and as a fan, and they're just as nice as, just like your neighbor. I mean, we were sitting around talking, and they were accessible. Nobody was really to the point where you couldn't. I mean, I'm sure Ace was, because he has so many people around him, but everybody was accessible. That's one thing I like about that. It's just you can go up to somebody and say, hey, I'm a real fan, or this, that. It's cool.
Well, I talked to Bruce in the hallway for a second, and he was really nice. He was fine.
All right.
So, I didn't talk to him for a long time. I didn't talk to Bob at all. So, I actually saw Lita once, but I never talked to her or whatever. She had a line the whole time. Just kind of cool.
She had a real big line,
yep.
And I talked to her at one point, and that's for another conversation.
Yeah. So
actually, Lita's very nice, and she was very generous to us. It was other people that were associated. So now Lita herself is a very nice person, and she looks good for an old chick.
Yeah.
Give her some credit.
So
it was nice.
Talk about the big guitar.
So anyway, I think we're doing this for the Rockin' Pod Expo. It is on their page. If you go to, there is a link. And Alan, I think, is there a link on our page, or will be a link on that page?
There will be by the time this is up.
This guitar that we Julian Gill was able to get. It's an Epiphone Les Paul guitar. Not important what it is. I mean, it's a flame top or cherry, whatever red color. But basically, everybody who was at that expo signed that. So you're basically getting
every artist that was at the expo signed it.
That was at the expo. Not everybody, because it'd be
except for Lita.
Yeah, except for Lita.
But anyway, everybody signed it. and basically then they're doing $10 chances. They're only going to sell 300 tickets. Is it? So you got a 1 in 300 chance of winning. And if you want a better odd, then buy another ticket. I mean, it's not going to be that, you know. And I tell you what, you're going to get Lydia Chris, you're going to get Mark Slaughter, you're going to get, and you're basically going to get all of Fraley's comments. Ace Frehley signed it himself. It has a little card. You'll see it. There's pictures of it on the site. So if you want to look at it, to me, Carl Cochran, I was the one that actually took the guitar to Carl Cochran, and I wish I would have took a picture of him signing it. I knew that he had a stroke, and I didn't realize how bad of a stroke it was.
Debilitating.
I went up to his table, and I guess it's his wife that's with him, and they were doing something about it's a kind of was a rock. What is their?
It's a foundation or something. I can't remember.
Rock, let's see, it's called Rock Recovery. I think that's what it is. But anyway, I was sitting there and I went up to her and I showed her what the flyer. I said, "Look, we're doing this for the Rock and Pod Expo. Is there any way I could get Carl to sign this?" And she says, "Yes." So I sat down on the thing and Carl signed this. And to watch him sign this thing was, I mean, he printed it, and it was a struggle to print this thing. And I mean, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, and just watching it, it was heartfelt. And then afterwards, I said, now, do I owe you any? I know you're doing this for fun. Do I owe you anything? She said, no, this is for charity to raise money. She says, no, we want to do this. And I'm like, thank you so much. And I mean, it was one of those things where, and we talked about this. I talked to this with Julian. A lot of those signatures, there's a story behind every one of those signatures. So this guitar is, I mean, it's a piece of history, if you would like to say it that way. I mean, you have all of Fraley's comments, you have all of, like I said, with Lydia, and then like I say, Mark, anybody who's associated with Williams or Bill Starkey's names on everybody who's ever associated with KISS at that place is on that guitar. And for $10, try to win a piece of history. So
that's cool. It's neat.
Anyway,
it was fun being part of it.
Alan will have our thing up on our website, and I'll put a thing on the Facebook page also. And like I said, and as soon as the tickets are sold for the 300, it will be raffled at that point. They're not going to wait till the Rock and Pod to do this. As soon as it's sold, it's gone. So get in there.
Before we wrap this up, I would really like to give a real quick shout out to Keith LaRue and Steve Steerwalt and all of the people that they had working for them, because I have been to many an expo. I have put on expos. I know a lot of what goes on behind the scenes. And the 20th anniversary Indianapolis KISS Expo was the most efficient, well-attended, well-ran, the best expo I've ever been to. I mean, it couldn't have gone off any smoother. Autograph sessions went real fast. Photo sessions went real fast. They got guests in. They got guests out. They got people on the stage to perform. They got people off the stage to perform. It was an absolute miracle that went as smoothly on both days as it did. So shout out to Keith and Steve for that.
Amen, guys. You guys
well,
did a
and
great
you know
job.
what? You know what? We mentioned that earlier on in the last. I was listening to our last episode. You mentioned it was going to be the best clusterfuck ever because of all the guests and everything, and it did. It turned out. I didn't hear one person bitch. When we were in Atlanta, the first Vinny was this
God, it was just a.
I mean, everybody was. I mean, was bitch, dude. I never heard one person bitch the whole fucking weekend about any of that. I mean, we were there 20 hours. I mean, we were there 10 hours a day for 2 days, and I never heard one person bitch and moan about the way everything was set up. They had food out there. They had drinks you could buy. It wasn't hard to get stuff. That was the whole thing. It was.
Yeah, it was good. They did a good job.
I am going to bitch about something. That restaurant bar there, that was a fucking mess. We tried to get dinner.
Well, that wasn't their fault. They had nothing to do with that.
But I think that they were, But anyway, that has nothing to do with them. It's just, the hotel themselves. But
yeah, no, I just want to give a shout out before we get off here to Amber and Jody and Joe Polo at Podcast Rock City. I can't talk. And Steven and Sonny at Grown Up Rock podcast, and to our buddy Mike Williams. It was and Julian. It was cool that it was neat. Julian and I were talking about it, and I was talking about it with Michael or Steven too. That it was just it was like this family reunion thing that happened again, and we really only met each other less than a year ago. Yeah. And it was pretty cool. So it's going to be fun. So if you get a chance to get to the Rock and Pod Expo in Nashville on August 25th, you better get there. Going to be a party the night before.
Come see us.
Toria, I think is going to be there.
Is that who's going to be there?
Tora, that's correct.
Yep. Okay. I won't be there. You guys have fun. Let me know how it goes.
I thought you were going down that night.
I can't. We got football.
I'll be there.
My son's senior year, last games of the year. Nope.
You know what?
Not gonna happen.
And I love you for that. I love you for that. You great dad.
That is not happening, bro.
But anyway, it was a great weekend, and we had a great time. And like I said, everybody who was involved, and like I said, all the other podcasters that we dealt with all weekend, it was a joy.
Yeah, everybody was great. I didn't meet anybody that was bad, so it was all good.
Except for Bill.
Yeah.
And thank you to Bill and his lovely wife Lisa for putting up for me and Alan.
You guys weren't even here. It's no big deal.
We did. We stayed.
Yeah, it was fun.
You guys
had a good time.
A place to sleep. So.
Yep. All right, let's get out of here.
All right, folks. Catch us on agesofrock.com, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, all that lovely, lovely horse shit. Till next week. Peace out. Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.